And you need to write this down. God will always show you what you're going to metamorphose into, but never shows you what the cocoon is like. God showed Joseph the stalks who his brothers were, and showed that one day his family would bow to his feet and they would honor him, but never showed him the well of betrayal. Never showed him the woman, a false accuser. Never showed him the prison that he'd have to sleep in. God will never show you the journey of transition. He'll show you where you are. He'll show you where you end up. He'll never show you the wilderness. You know why? Because most of you will never go through the wilderness if he shows you. Many people don't get out of their life simply because they're like the children of Israel. While they're in this transition, while God's trying to get them through this life, he says, I'm going to bring you into the wilderness, and in the wilderness, we got to kill some things. We got to let some things die. We're going to kill some wrong leadership in you. We're going to kill some wrong relationships in you. We're going to kill some wrong attitudes and some wrong ways and some wrong imprintings. And the quicker you let it die, the quicker you get through it. You know why they kept wandering it? Because every time they got in a little crisis or a little storm, here's what they said. Oh, we had it better in Egypt. Oh, we had it better back there. Oh, if we could just go back and eat the garlic and have the leeks again. Listen, now really, do you really want to go back to slavery? No, it's just a murmur. It's a complainer. What do you do? What do you do? What are you going to do? Ask yourself this. What am I going to do? Because your decision's going to decide tomorrow. You have three options. Nobody can make this option for you, and you got to hear this. Nobody, not a father, not a mother, not an aunt, not an uncle, not a pastor, not a mentor. Nobody can decide this for you. You got to decide it for your own self. Number one, you can go back. Here's what you can do. You can go back to Egypt. You can go back. You can turn around and you can go right back to where you came from and be like a squirrel in a cage, running like you want. But as soon as you stop, that wheel's going to fling you off of it because you ain't going nowhere. If you go back, you're going nowhere. Okay? Or you can stay here in the wilderness because God has no problem with keeping you in the wilderness until you're dead. That's your second option. Stay where you're at. Refuse to be mentored. Refuse to listen. Refuse uncomfortableness. Or you can do what I'm going to do. You can get fixed quickly and make haste to the promised destiny that God has set over your house and over your life. Prayer change your world? No, it won't. I prayed and my world never changed. Prayer can change you. So you got to get your mind off of what's around you. And know that when you go to God, he's never dealing what's around you. He's always dealing what's in you. And you was hoping that fix your life. Ain't gonna fix your life until you let God inside of you and fix you in transition. Change is situational. Transition is psychological. God said, I can't change you till I change what's in your mind. If you have an identity issue, then your most common goal is popularity. Popularity is, listen, popularity is how others receive you. Happiness is how you receive you. Popularity is how others like me. When I'm healed of my identity, I like me. You didn't get that, did you? If I try to make everybody around me like me, then I don't know who I am. Because the real person in life knows that you can't have friends unless you have enemies. If you try to make everybody your friend, you're an enemy to yourself. I don't think I'm making this clear. Am I not making this clear? That if you try to make everybody your friend, you've made everybody your enemy. You got to have enemies. Enemies sharpen you. Enemies put you in warfare. Enemies make iron sharpens iron. Not everybody. You can't make everybody happy. And if you're not careful, the need to make everybody happy makes you depressed. Until you know that I'm comfortable with me, I don't need to be applauded. I can applaud myself. You need to learn to look in the mirror and brag on your own self. You don't need everybody telling you who you are. Tell yourself who you are. You're fearfully and wonderfully made. You're the apple of his eye. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. If God be for me, who can be against me?